Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James13 Wicca. I just want to make sure that's where you're seeing it. If you're not, I'm on YouTube, James13 Wicca. I'm going to put the decks and dice and stuff like that below. If you want a personal reading in person, I am in Herkimer, New York, or close to it, I should say, doing personal readings in Herkimer, New York. There's a store called Renewed and Rescued if you want to check it out. The hours they're open or the hours I can do that, just shoot me an email and I'll let you know if there's time available. Also, if you want a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. With all that said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? Okay. Interesting. Something. I feel like this should be a good situation. Set. Okay. You got the 8. Are you considering? What are you considering? Okay. I feel like I'm adding into something that's already there. So it's like something has already been established. And it's been well established at this point. I feel like the example I want to give is kind of like getting into a relationship with somebody that already has a family, and then moving in with that person and family. That's how this feels. Something like that. So it's like if it was a job situation, it's kind of like I'm getting into this job. It's a new job to you, but like there's a major project they're working on, and there may be like a quarter, maybe a little further into it, but like I think roles and rules have already been established and they've already started working on the project. They're just so far into it. I'm adding into something that's already been established, that's already under progress. So hopefully I said that right. It's, to me, another way I'm looking at it is just really awkward, but maybe this is how this feels, is kind of like going into like an artist's shop, and they've already like started the painting and blocked out where things are going to be, and they got the figures all set, and then you got to be the one that kind of like fills in the rest. Like you got to fill in the figure and all the things they already said where it's going to go, so you got to do that part. So it's kind of like I do have some flexibility about how I do it, but like there's certain things that are, this is where that's supposed to be, this is where that's supposed to be. So I got some flexibility, not nearly as much though. It's kind of like it's already been set up what the composition is going to be, where it's gonna, how it's gonna work out. I just gotta make it make sense. I don't think it's bad. I'm not feeling bad about it. I feel like going into it, I know what's happening. I got 2 marks. All right, I'm gonna do these first. It's not bad. Judgment is kind of like, I already know what it's supposed to be. I already know it's going to be successful. But I feel like I got to figure out how I actually fit there. I got to get used to what's already been established, and I got to add myself into a structure that's already there, which you can do. And I feel like as I do this, to you, it's a new beginning, but I feel like to others it's not. It just keeps feeling like that. And you're just kind of coming in, and I feel like I'm just trying to get right into it. I'm just trying to fit right in. A lot of things are going on. People are busy. I'm just trying to kind of mesh in here and roll right in with it and not cause any upset or any waves. I'm just getting right into it, and I'm just going with it. It's weird. It reminds me of starting a race halfway through it. It just really does. It's kind of like, however long the race is, everybody else has been running, and then I'm just adding in halfway through it, and I'm just, okay, here we go. All right. And I feel it feels weird like that. What is this? Because I get like some type of pressure here, and I'm just trying to. I don't like it. Okay. There is the ability, you are Aquarius, there is the ability to let this energy pass. And I'm going to say this again, you are Aquarius. There's also the ability to hold on to it a lot longer than necessary. Because I don't feel comfortable with it. I think especially when I use that analogy of adding into a race halfway through it, it's kind of like everybody else has been running, and then I'm just jumping into it and starting halfway through the race. It doesn't seem like that's fair. I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't feel like if I was these other people that I'd be comfortable. If I was them, I wouldn't be comfortable with it, is what I'm trying to say. If I was them, I wouldn't like that if I was them. And I feel like I can understand other people not liking how I'm coming into this situation, because I feel like if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't like this either. And they're saying, step back from that and just let it kind of show you what it wants to be. Let it show you what it wants to be. You know that there's a lot of diversity in how people react to things. Let it show you what it wants to be. That's a possibility there. You may find out, you may be kind of shocked for some reason, that you're very welcome here. And I keep seeing, like, I look at this like, well, if it was me, if I was in that position, I wouldn't like this. Which makes sense for maybe what you've gone through in life and all the other good stuff. But they're saying you don't know the history, you don't know the backstory here for other people. And it might be one of those things where maybe other people who used to do this position or situation or whatever were very difficult or not very knowledgeable or just not very good at what they were doing. And with you coming in, they have a lot more confidence that you know what you're doing, and this situation can flourish the way it was meant to. You're wanted here. But I feel like I'm looking at it from a different viewpoint where I'm thinking, I don't know, I wouldn't like it if I was on this other side. But you don't realize what you're replacing. You're replacing something that wasn't working, or you're adding into something that really does need you and is really actually quite happy that you're there. This energy is more than willing to work with you to figure out how you fit, because it wasn't going well without you. It wasn't going well without you, in the sense of like if somebody else was doing it or if nobody was doing it. Whatever way it was before, that wasn't working very well. This was a struggle. And with you switching in, there's hope that this is a good thing, and they like your energy, and they're like, things can go better. This is an improvement. You are an improvement to this situation. This energy might be, it's almost like I'm trying to understand it. It may be too busy for them to show the appreciation, because I don't feel like people, or at least maybe I'm not believing that people really want me here, or something's a little off. It may be too busy where they just don't have time to show you how much, or to talk about how much they like that you're here. Something isn't jiving with that. Like, it's there, but I feel like the communication isn't showing up for it. Because there's going to be this moment where you're like, I don't even know if I should be here. Does this even make sense? Can we get a little bit more about that? Because I know there's the cards coming after it make me wonder, like, what are we talking about? It's like, for some reason, I feel like I'm having a hard time feeling like I really make a difference. And I feel like the way that I have to jump into this, I don't really understand the whole process. And I'm not really 100% confident what I'm doing is really the best thing to do. Especially with, in my opinion, Aquarians are known for making the smart choice. Like, they find things, they figure it out, they do the best choice. They're like, this is what makes sense, this is what we're going to do. Whatever's going on here, I don't have enough history here. I don't have enough time to even do that. There's so much that added up to where it is. I can just make the best decision in the moment and just keep moving with it. And I feel like I don't like rolling that way. I don't like just jumping in and just making the best decision in the moment. I like to have thought behind it. I like to have a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know what to do, and this is what I do, and this is why I do it. And you can think very fast. Typically, Aquarians can think very fast anyway. And it's kind of like, yeah, but there's reasons. Like there's something like logical reason why you would do so. And I don't have that here, and I don't like it. Ironically, at some point you should realize that people like you. The ironic thing is you don't want to like bond with that too much. We're just going with it. It's just like, it's nice to be liked. Why not just like that? Ironically, I say, okay, people like you. I feel like you're going to catch into that. But the thing is, I feel like this is another Aquarian thing, and I could be wrong. You thrive when you're not really worried about other people liking you. You got to go do what you know is right. You got to make the right decisions. You got to make the correct decisions. Like in what you see is correct. You got to go with your heart. This is what this should be. That is where that should go. I got to be careful not to just like, I'm going to go this way because I feel like this is better for them. No, we got to go the direction that you know, like, no, we got to go this way because this is what it should be. And they're saying, follow your instinct where like, no, that's where that should be. I know they like it there, and I guess we could kind of get along with it over there, but that's not right. We got to put it where it should be. And they're saying there's an opportunity for this situation to flourish. This is literally why you're here. Because maybe the last energy was too accommodating and caused a lot of problems. It's almost like, especially if there's a bunch of people, accommodating people just, it has backlash between people and blah, 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 blah. If you just do it the way it should be done and you do it by the rules that you feel are applicable, I feel like that's important to say it that way. Things will go well, and that's why you're here. That's why you're here. People will get used to you doing things the way they're supposed to be done, the way you see it. That will give you genuine loyalty, and people will really, really appreciate that. There may be people who don't like it because they're like, but Aquarius, I want to do it this way. Well, that's not the right way. We're not doing it that way. People will get used to that because that's fair treatment. I feel like that's another thing with this is fair treatment. Kind of like, I know you like that, but that's not right. We got to do it the right way. It serves everybody, the whole situation best by doing it the right way. You know what I mean? Or what you view as the right way. People understand where you're going to come from, and people know what to expect from you that way. And that's what they want. That's why you're here. People will very much like you. I feel like people are going to be magnifying glassing this. It's a spyglass they're showing on the balloon there, that person in the balloon. But like, people are going to be watching and looking and trying to pay attention and try to figure out why you're making the decisions. Why decisions? Why this decision? Why that decision? And then they're going to be very they might be a little critical about the decisions you've made. And it's easier when you're like, that's the right way to do it. This is how this goes. This is how that goes. That's why you add that in there. And this is why you do that here. If you have answers like, well, I know it upsets that person if we do it this way, so I let it go that way. Or blah, 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 blah. People will respect and do a lot better with somebody doing it the way it needs to be done. Again, I feel like that is literally why you're here. I think we're there. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.